this is Rama from Creations Landscape Designs, Earth Friendly Landscapes. So I wanted to give you an update on the native plants that I had planted indoors. Most of them actually did not survive, but I'll show you in a minute. The ones that did survive were the Dudleyias, which I have different varieties of. So I'm going to turn this camera around and show you. This is the one Dudleya that I have by the bedside table. I have a similar one on the other bedside table that looks about the same. It's not dead, but it's not looking so hot. And that's the thing with plants, and when you're planting indoors, sometimes they just don't work, which is kind of funny because I'm the landscape designer that apparently has killed some plants. This, however, is a Dahlia that's actually been doing really well. I just gave it a sprinkling of water yesterday. These are some Dudleyas that I have on the coffee table. Obviously, I love Dudleyas. And these ones, again, are also doing really splendidly. This one happens to be 4 in a pot. There's that little one here. And then when I take you by the front door, there's this Dudleya here. Small. There's this one here. This particular variety, I can't remember what it was, is the one that is not doing so hot. Now this plant, it's actually been really chewed up by the cats. Yeah, that's the trick with having plants and cats. Sometimes it just doesn't mix well. So I also have this plant here that's kind of behind the chair. And this one has also been, I'll zoom in, chewed up by the cats a little bit. That's just par for the course when you have 2 cats. This one also kind of is in the corner. This one's also got a little cat chew up on it. I have this pothos, not dead. This one, however, is dead, unfortunately. It did get chewed up by the cats. They figured out how to reach it and eat most of it. That's one of the things I struggle with having live plants, is having 2 cats and realizing that sometimes you can't have both. So this is another Dudleya. We're in the kitchen right now. This one is doing good. Doing alright. Not dead. And the cats don't seem to be eating the Dudleyas, so if I'm going to add more plants, I may add more varieties of either Dudleyas or succulents. So we're going to go here. Now, this is some chives, not dead but not looking so hot. Basil that has served its purpose. This is a celery that I'm trying to grow. This was a hopper Cleveland sage, which it's not dead. There's still some leaves. There's still some leaves, but it's not looking so hot. And then I also had some coyote mint planted, but they all either died or got chewed up by the cats. So yeah, I mean, this right here, as I showed you earlier, I mean, the cats have just really gone to shit with it. And I bought it knowing that might happen and thought I'd experiment. And that's the thing with gardening, it's an experiment. You experiment with different plant materials, you experiment with different things, and you figure out what works, what doesn't work. And I figured out what my cats will and won't eat. So my goal for February is to kind of refresh some of the indoor plants that have died, not with the same plant, obviously, because if it didn't work, it didn't work, but to replace it with some other type of plant that I hope will work, that my cats will not destroy. It's kind of a game, and eventually I'll figure out a system that works in this new place. In my old place, because I've only lived here for a year, I didn't really have plants because I was always worried about the cats, but this year I decided to experiment because I thought, hey, why not? So this little guy here, where'd you go? This is Milo. He's the primary plant eater of the household. He will eat, chew, bite anything he can get his hands on, because that's just how it works in my house. Love him to death. He's about 12, 13 years old, and I've had him since he was 6 months. So this, if you can tell, oh yeah. Alright, well, my cat Dottie didn't want to come on the camera. Wait, hold on, let me turn on the light. You want to be on camera? No? Alright. She's like, no. So if you liked this video, please subscribe. Feel free to like the video. And if you've got indoor plants with pets, I would love for you to comment below and tell me about your experience. Because maybe you've had success with something that I should probably try. Or maybe you have tips and tricks. And there you have it. Hopefully all of you have a wonderful weekend filled with lots of love and joy and adventure.